to the South Hockey Network, live on YouTube, live from Northwest Arena in Jamestown, New York, just about an hour south of Buffalo. It is time to begin our marathon of 4 consecutive games here at the 2025 Governor's Cup, beginning with the Glenbrook South Titans of Glenview, Illinois, and the Buffalo St. Francis Red Raiders of, you guessed it, Buffalo, New York. Dylan Ward here on the call, Gerard Boris, our video producer as always, and Joe Hoffer is manning the scoreboard in the top left corner of your screen. This is the Wintrust South Hockey Network. We thank Glenview Bank and Trust, as always, for being our presenting sponsor and making these broadcasts possible all season long. A bit of an interesting situation here in the Governor's Cup. There was a team from Pennsylvania called Cathedral Prep who dropped out at the last minute, and the tournament had to scramble to come up with a solution. They weren't able to find a team to fully replace them, but they were able to bring in this Buffalo St. Francis Red Raiders team to play one game, so this is an exhibition for them. They are not eligible to advance to the semifinals of the tournament, and this is also their first game played here at the Governor's Cup. First and only, as they take on the Glenbrook South Titans. So the Glenbrook South Titans, this game will absolutely count for them, and it doesn't mean anything for Buffalo St. Francis, practically an exhibition game. So a bit of an unfortunate situation, but good on the tournament to come up with a last-second solution so that everyone has 3 games played in the preliminaries. Anthony Pinto, Luke Fagan bowing to the Baker goalie cams as we near action here. 15 minutes on the clock. The Glenbrook South Titans must win this game to keep their hopes of advancing to the semifinals alive. And while getting every point per period is ideal, it won't necessarily knock them out if they don't. What will knock them out, one way or the other, is a loss in any fashion, whether that be regulation or OT. So a must-win game for the Titans, who so far at this tournament lost to Culver Academy yesterday by a final score of 2-1. Bounced back in a big way this morning with a 7-2 victory over the Peters Township Indians, collecting all 5 possible period points. And we'll get into those period point tiebreakers as we roll along here. But for now, we're ready to play. Alex Tutai is back in the lineup for Glenbrook South, as is Blake Hoffer. So now the only players missing for Jim Philbin's crew is Declan Quinn, who's been out all season with an injury, and Owen Cosmeter, who could not make it to this Governor's Cup this year. We're underway. The Titans doing the full jersey tour. Played Navy on Friday, light blue on the morning, and here's a quick shot and a goal by Asher Vanderploeg. Great setup as well. I believe that was either Tutai or Makrulis, but a great start for the Titans as Vanderploeg scores his 2nd goal of the tournament just 21 seconds into the game. Asher Vanderploeg came into this game with a goal and an assist so far at the Governor's Cup. Unfortunately, we were not able to clip that replay for you, but we've got that enabled from here on in. So Vanderploeg with the big goal. This is what the tournament director, Jeff Morrow, described as the toughest game the Glenbrook South Titans will play. Teddy Makrulis was the one who passed that. Thank you very much, Jason Weiss on the PA. I was checking a note, but what I was saying is the Titans going full jersey tour here. They're wearing the gold sweaters. They wore the navy blue yesterday and the light blue and white this morning. Perlix with a shot, stopped by Thomas Preston. Your starting goaltender is Thomas Preston, the sophomore, in net for Glenbrook South, making his 3rd appearance at this tournament. On the other side, Gabe Waterman, the junior, will go for the Red Raiders. Titans score on their first shot on goal. Let's see if they can keep the pressure hot. They'll take a D-zone face-off here. Circle to Thomas Preston's right. Puck falls. And it's won by Glenbrook South as they bring it out through neutral ice. Goes over to Jackson Ventura as he slaps it in. Waterman behind his net, settles it down. And Jamiolo gives it up. Graham Vanderploeg. And now Buffalo will come out the other way. Megan Patterson says, let's go GBS, let's get another win. So technically a fun game. I wouldn't say so, Megan. It's a fun game for the Buffalo St. Francis Red Raiders as they come and face Glenbrook South. But for the Titans, this game counts in the tournament, and they must win to keep their chances alive. Also, likely the Titans will have to wait and see what happens in some other results of the tournament before they know if they can move on. But luckily for you, we've got the rest of the tournament here on Rink 1 covered for you right here on the South Hockey Network as we roll along. Gail Weiss, AVP, love it, with a red heart emoji. Shout out to you, Gail, Glenbrook South team manager. Couldn't make this trip, but glad to have you tuning in right here on the South Hockey Network in the Titans' second game of the day. Alex Tutai, playing in his first game of the tournament, takes a shot that's blockered away by Waterman. Now Vanderploeg fires on the rebound. That's also stopped by Waterman. Jamiello, pressured, Tutai steals the puck, centers it. Vanderploeg one-timer in the low slot, and that's stopped by Waterman. Titans pressuring here early, as they know they must win and ideally win each and every period. Mulvey goes out to neutral ice. Tutai, now McCrulis tried to bring it in, but it's grabbed instead by A.J. Boyd and cleared back down into the Titan zone. Luke Fagan fires it deep, far side corner. Now Tutai, top of the left circle, down to Asher Vanderploeg. Up to the captain, Ryan Mulvey. Asher Vanderploeg's got it again. Plays it off the far side half boards. Tutai down low, now McCrulis. Taken away by the Red Raiders, but not out. Mendoza keeps it alive. Tutai tips it on net, and the save was made by Waterman. Take a look at that scoring chance. Vanderploeg was bidding for his second goal in the first 5 minutes here. Great pass from Tutai as well. Good to see him back in the lineup after missing the first 2 games of the Governor's Cup for the Titans. Now Mendoza up high, takes a shot. That one wide. Boris finds the puck, looks for the 5-hole, looking for his second goal of the day. Scored this morning, but that's stopped by Waterman. And now played out to the neutral zone. Grab by Aquala. But they're just offside on that zone entry. Owen Cosmeter checking in. Was an AVP goal ever a doubt? No. Vanderploeg with a goal and an assist, actually 2 goals and an assist so far at this tournament. In terms of SHL play, I believe he's now scored in, what would it be now, 9 of his last 10 games. Didn't score against the York Dukes, but has had a goal in just about every game so far. Owen, we definitely miss you up here in Jamestown. Not only you as a person, but you as a player, but the Titans are looking to get it done without you and bring home the trophy, which will have your name on it if the Glenbrook South Titans do win this thing. Shot from up high, stopped by Preston Easley. And he hangs on for a whistle with 10:59 to go in the first period. This Buffalo St. Francis team, if you're familiar with St. Viator of the Scholastic Hockey League and their other league they play in, the Great Lakes Prep Hockey League, Buffalo St. Francis is in their league, and that means this Buffalo St. Francis team has actually faced the St. Viator Lions that we know from Illinois twice so far this season. Viator beat them 2-1 in a shootout on September 27th, and October 25th, the Red Raiders beat them 4-3 in overtime. So both games played between the Raiders and Lions have gone beyond regulation. Each team with a win. Will Fagan looks to clear, kept alive by the skate of Cole. He fires a shot. Vanderploeg gets in there for the block and sends it up and out of play for another whistle. Glenbrook South with a record of 1-1. 2 points in the standings. 6.0 points per period at this current moment. And again, there's already 3 teams with a 2-0-0 record. So if the Titans want a chance to advance, and they will have a chance, they need to put themselves in the best possible scenario with the tiebreaker here at the Governor's Cup by winning every period, or at least as many as they can. Now Will Fagan centered it to the slot. Tutai looking for a chance, he'll shoot, and the save is made by Waterman. Tutai again sends it to the net, maybe looking for McCrulis that time, but it's blocked and sent to the far side half wall. Now the Raiders play it off the boards. Cole races after it, looking to center it. Great defensive play by Anthony Pinto to break up that pass. All the meanwhile, the net comes off its moorings, and another whistle. Bit of a slow start here to the first period, lots of stoppages. 1-0 the score in favor of Glenbrook South. And the goal by Asher Vanderploeg, assisted by Teddy McCrulis. Now a face-off to Preston's left. It'll be taken by Jonah Weiss. As this shot comes in, another save by Preston. Weiss, Boris, and Hoffer out there on a line. Worked pretty well this morning, with Hoffer scoring 2 goals, Weiss and Boris each scoring a goal. So that line, I should say, responsible for 4 of the 7 goals the Titans scored this morning. And they were all really pretty goals. Weiss to center that one to the blue paint. Now far side corner, sends it up high to Mendoza on the left side. Now down to Weiss, left circle, keeps the puck. Boris, Weiss punched it back up to Mendoza. Now far side corner, Blake Hoffer. Currently sitting at 88 career varsity goals, Hoffer. Scored 2 this morning, contributing to that number. Weiss goes to Hoffer. High slot, couldn't get a shot off. Now he will take the shot. That deflects into the near side corner. Titans continue pressure. Luke Fagan, but it's knocked out of the zone by the Raiders. Boyd looked to get around Mendoza, but a great play by Braden Mendoza, drawing some stick taps from the Titan bench. This line's been out there for quite some time now. Hoffer will dump it in, and the Titans forwards will go for a change. Mendoza and Luke Fagan out there defensively. Hoffer still has not had a chance to get off the ice as this one's fired in. Far side corner, he's now out there with Sokol and Tubuchanik, perhaps being double shifted with the lack of Owen Cosmeter at forward. Jim Philbin has been juggling lines all weekend, and the net comes off behind Thomas Preston, and I'll go ahead and say it was accidental, but the Raiders player just stumbled right into the goal, so that stops play. Well, Preston holds out the stick, and he sort of gets caught. That's Liam Fatty, the junior. Face-off won by the Raiders up high. Here's a shot blocked by Graham Vanderploeg. Now lifted back into the Titans zone. Shots on goal already 7 for the Titans, 3 for Buffalo. Now Tubuchanik through neutral ice, knocks it in down the right wing side. Sokol below the goal line, taken away by Fatty. Now commotion near the blue paint. Goalie wanted to cover it, but he could not. Dumped in again, Vanderploeg threw it to the center. Now off the near side board, Sokol up to Mulvey, but it got past him, and Fatty leads the rush the other way. Liam Fatty looks for the drop pass. What a pass, and what a save made by Preston on the follow-up. A pretty play by the Red Raiders, but the Titan netminder said no. Fatty wanted a forehand pass. Will Fagan made it difficult. He got the drop pass off, and Thomas Preston dives out there to prevent any further damage. Face-off sent down below the Titan goal line. Teddy McCrulis off the boards and out. Tutai racing after the puck. Hill first to it for the Red Raiders. Now Prolix, Luke Fagan dumps it in. Caffey Ice says hi. Hello, Kathy. Good to see you tuning in here as the Titans square off against the Buffalo St. Francis Red Raiders here in Jamestown, New York at Northwest Arena. Beautiful facility. Hold between 3,000 and 5,000 fans is what we determined. And we've got a penalty coming up here behind the net. It's going to go against Buffalo. So Preston races to the bench, and the Titans will add a sixth attacker on the delayed penalty, but the Raiders are going to get touch up here, and that'll draw the whistle. Holding is the call, and it'll send Glenbrook South to a power play. There it is. Aiello will go to the box. Logan Aiello, the junior forward. And a big opportunity for the Titans to keep pouring on. They'll have 2 minutes on the man advantage here. Face-off one back up to Ryan Mulvey. Sent down low, Boris. Kicked that one free for Jonah Weiss. Ryan Mulvey right point. He'll fire away. Stop made, and the rebound covered by the goaltender, Gabe Waterman. Dylan Ward here on the call. Gerard Boris, our video producer. Joe Hoffer on the scoreboard. Jason Weiss has stepped into the music and announcers table to do the music today and a little PA announcing as well. Some enthusiastic calls this morning by Jason Weiss. Asher Vanderploeg, the puck knocked off his stick, goes down low. McCrulis sticks it back up to Hoffer near side. Back up to the right point for the captain, Mulvey. Goes across, Will Fagan. Down to Hoffer again in his skates, and it bounces out to the neutral zone. Mulvey sends it across, Will Fagan. Still plenty of time on this power play. Teddy McCrulis enters the zone. McCrulis backhands this one down below the goal line. Comes to the near side for Mulvey, but it's slapped out of the zone by the Raiders. Halfway through the power play. Blake Hoffer behind his own goal line. Skates up ice with it. Hoffer gets ahead of two defenders. Lets go of a shot, and that one sticked up ahead of the net. Hoffer, right circle, goes up to the left point. Will Fagan. That one just stays on side for Mulvey near side. Down to McCrulis. Teddy McCrulis. Now Asher Vanderploeg gets it to Hoffer right in the blue paint, kicked it to his stick and got a shot away, but that's either blocked or stopped by the goaltender. Titans keep possession going here. Will Fagan lets one rip, and that goes wide, maybe off a deflection. Mulvey centers it. Asher Vanderploeg, backhand shot, missed the net. And the Raiders able to lift this one out to the neutral zone. They'll rush ahead, but Ryan Mulvey will get there first. Blake Hoffer and Teddy McCrulis. Hoffer now skates up with it. Out of the box is Logan Aiello for the Raiders, so Glenbrook South is 0 for 1 on the power play, but still ahead in the game, 1-0. Here's a shot from way up high. Luke Fagan goes wide of the net. Now to the far side, Hoffer from a tough angle, stopped by Waterman as he hangs on. Some more chats rolling in. Bryce Dickey 1. Great start, GBS. I would have to agree. Out shooting the Raiders 11-4 and leading 1-0. Megan Patterson, let's go GBS. Let's tally another one. Weiss at the face-off circle left side. Draw one by Buffalo. Comes to the near side for Fatty. Gets it out to the neutral zone. And Aquila will knock it in. Mendoza near side corner, gets it to Preston. Charlie Preston opened the scoring this morning for the Titans against the Peters Township Indians. Now Weiss brings it back out the other way. He's got speed. Jonah Weiss puts on the brakes. Nice pass to Preston. Backhander towards the blue paint, but rolled off his stick and hit the side of the cage. Now Hill. Up to Fatty, looking to clear the zone. They will get it out to the neutral zone. But right there is Ventura to fire it back in. Held on to by Waterman, the goaltender. Buffalo St. Francis, ranked 11th in USA Independent Prep Hockey, a record of 16-12-4 on the overall season. Again, they played St. Viator twice in the Great Lakes Prep Hockey League. Both those games went to overtime. Each team won one. Viator with a 2-1 shootout win. Buffalo St. Francis with a 4-3 overtime win. Now Cole takes a shot on Preston. He makes the stop and holds on to the puck. Another whistle, 3:25 to go here in the first period at Northwest Arena in Jamestown. Game one of our quadruple header. Up next here on the South Hockey Network, you'll watch the Upper St. Clair Panthers and South Kent Cardinal as this one pops free. Tutai racing after a goalie out of position. Alex Tutai couldn't get to that puck in time to make a pass, and the goalie is back in his crease, Waterman. Now grabbed by Buffalo. They'll race up ice. Over the line, right wing side, onside. Now Aiello down below the goal line looking for a centering pass. He cuts to the near side. Now backhand pass right down to the blue paint for Odessa, but wouldn't go to him as the net comes off again behind Thomas Preston. 2:54 to go here in the first. At this moment, the University School Preppers are ahead 3-2 over Pine Richland after 2 periods. Again, there's no Pool A, B, C, and D and whatnot here at this tournament. There's just 15 teams all in one big standings. So you want the teams that have more points to lose. So the Titans are rooting for University School against Pine Richland, who are 0-1, playing their second game. As that net comes off on the other side. So that's a good score for the Titans. Again, it's quite likely that if the Titans do win, and even if they get all 5 period points, we won't know for sure if they will move on to the semifinals tomorrow morning. They'll have to wait for other results to load in. This game right here between Glenbrook South and St. Francis is the first game of the Game 3 slate, if that makes sense. Here's one tipped by Weiss, high of the net. So the Titans will be the first team to complete all 3 of their preliminary games, as that one just stays in bounds, missing the protective netting. Again, I'm not going to confuse you all watching at home with the points per period tiebreaker too much, but just know the Titans need to win as many periods as they can and the game. Here's Weiss with a shot, stopped by Waterman. Kept alive at the blue line just for a moment. Now Boyd rushes ahead. A 3-on-3 rush. Boyd tried to pass it over. Nice play by Will Fagan to get a stick in there and prevent the centering pass. Now Will Fagan the other direction. He's over the line, right wing side, fires a shot, blockered away by Waterman. Now, we played this game this morning with Jason Weiss doing the PA announcing. The question is, will he announce 1 minute remaining in the period? We'll find out soon. Preston out to Vanderplug. Missed Ventura with a pass, no icing as he was beyond center ice as it goes down below the goal line. No announcement from Jason, as we somewhat expected. Aquila finds a man at the blue line. That's Ryan Werner, but the puck taken back by the boys in gold. Can't get it out of the zone, Aquila. Now Vanderplug takes it away and shoves it out to the neutral zone. Fired in by St. Francis. Mendoza to Preston. As it goes down below the Titan goal line for Fatty. He looked to center that one for Aiello, but first to the puck with his stick was Will Fagan. Braden Mendoza. And now the puck out to the neutral zone with 13 to go in the period. Mendoza goes far side, touched by a high stick of Odessa, so he'll just leave it. The Titans shove it all the way down, and it's an icing with 2.7 seconds to go in the first period. So the Titans on the verge of winning the first period, which again is important if they can prevent a tying goal here in these last 2.7. Look at the camera work there by Gerard Boris, tracking that linesman. Vanderplug ready for the face-off for Glenbrook South. Drop of the puck. And the buzzer sounds, so there is a first period victory for the Titans. They'll get the full point as they lead the game 1-0 after one. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for second period action in a couple minutes right here on the South Hockey Network. Welcome back to the South Hockey Network, ready for the second period of play between the Glenbrook South Titans and Buffalo St. Francis Red Raiders. As the teams have switched sides, Titans in the gold jerseys going from right to left, and the Raiders in the white and red going from left to right. Titans bag a period point there. They're now sitting at 7.0 in the live standings. Now, gotta win the second period. Duza takes a hit from Fagan, but Hill brings it into the zone. Takes a shot on Preston. He's tested early here in the second period. He makes the stop. And the play is blown dead with 14:45 to go. Again, 15-minute periods here, unlike regular season play. And looks like Joe Hoffer, for the second time today, has forgotten to change the period on your scoreboard. There it is. Gerard Boris, our video producer. My name's Dylan Ward. Might get some color commentary later on from tournament director Jeff Morrow, as we did this morning. Looking forward to that here in our first of 4 consecutive games here at the tournament that will be broadcasted right here on the South Hockey Network by yours truly, Dylan Ward and Gerard Boris. Ventura sends this one down into the far side corner. Pralks out to neutral ice, and Fagan will dump it right back in, but the Titans were a touch offside there, and that'll stop play with 14:09 to go in the second. Still 3-2 in favor of University School over Pine Richland over on Rink B. Again, the Titans' ideal situation is for University School to win that. Drop of the puck, taken by Aiello. And over to the far side for Cole as he slaps it in. Pinto picks it up below the goal line. He takes a hit from Odessa. Now Vanderplug, two-tie give and go. Asher Vanderplug gets it back. Vanderplug over the line. Tried a backhand shot, but that is blocked by Gemiolo. Now far side half boards. Vanderplug up to Luke Fagan. Tries a shot blocked on its way and comes to the near side for the Raiders to bring it back up. Duza gets it back on a give and go of their own, but Anthony Pinto gets his stick in the way, or skates, I should say. And then this clearing attempt by the Titans is sent out of play, and the Titans are lucky that this is not NHL, because that would have been a penalty for delay of game as it went straight out. But no penalty called. As a matter of fact, The faceoff will, or I should say the faceoff will just stay in the Titans zone as a result. High school hockey, it's only a penalty if the goaltender does that, unlike any skater in the NHL. Couple of rule differences here in high school hockey. You can change after icing the puck. Now Tutai. Gonna bring this one ahead. McCrulis grabs it. Tutai lost his stick. Teddy McCrulis. There's gonna be a penalty here against the Red Raiders. Delayed call will send a 6th attacker out. Vanderploeg goes across. Here's a shot by Luke Fagan. Saving on the backhand. McCrulis tried to follow that one up, but the whistle sounds before that could go. Here's the penalty. Slashing is the call. And there it is. That knocked Tutai's stick right out of his hand. That's usually the smoking gun. Here's that chance for Glenbrook South on the delayed penalty. And the whistle sounds right about there. Well, it was blocked by the skate of the defender anyway. And then they would have gotten possession. So maybe an early whistle, but no harm, no foul. Titans on the power play for the 2nd time here today, or at least in this game. They played earlier today as well. 0 for 1. As Glenbrook South looks to break the ice here in this 2nd period. Taken away by Iola, and he will send it down. Off the boards, and Preston settles it. Will Fagan with it now. Will Fagan out through the neutral zone, steps over the line. Takes a hit into the far side corner boards. Now Vanderploeg gets it to McCrulis. Upstairs for Hoffer. He shoots, and that was blocked maybe by his own man, Vanderploeg, unintentionally. Now the Red Raiders bring it back up ice the other way. That finds Iola, and a nice stick play by Will Fagan to prevent any further damage there. And then some pushes and shoves afterwards in the Titan crease. Tell you what, Will Fagan has had a phenomenal tournament defensively. He's going to get a penalty here. Coincidentals will also go to Hill, and Aquila will go to the box as well for Buffalo St. Francis, so that most likely is a 2 and a 10. And Will Miller, assistant captain, will go over and talk to the official, see if he can get any explanation. Looks like a 2nd power play has been put up on the clock. Let's watch this one more time. So Fagan gets the penalty for what I'm guessing is going to be roughing. Hill will also get a coincidental. And then the third penalty goes to Aquila there for coming in there and pushing Will Fagan. So it does draw another clock penalty for the Raiders, and it's going to give the Titans a 1 and 7 seconds worth of a 2-man advantage. What a massive moment here in the game. As you can see, all 3 Raiders sitting in the penalty box. Okay, so 5 on 3. A massive opportunity to break the ice here in the 2nd period. Again, Titans are looking to win each period for the tiebreaker and give themselves the best chance. Currently, the period score is 0-0. So let's see what the Titans can cook up here. Face-off one back up high to Luke Fagan. Goes over to Ryan Mulvey. Plenty of time here on the 2-man advantage. They look to stick it out. Great play by Vanderploeg to keep it alive. Plays it off the boards for Ryan Mulvey. Now down to Hoffer. Back up high, Vanderploeg. Able to fork that one like a cue stick over to Luke Fagan. Now over to Mulvey. Down to Hoffer. Blake Hoffer, right side circle. Takes a shot, blocked by one of the skaters there, Braden Jamilio, and it's cleared all the way down by the Raiders. 30 seconds to play, and then the Titans will have some more time on a regular 5-on-4 power play. Blake Hoffer comes across the line. Hoffer down low looking for a centering pass, intercepted by Odessa, and he clears. Luke Fagan, behind his own goal line, goes out to Zach Boris with it in neutral ice. Boris, backhand pass over to Vanderplug, who collects. First penalty is over, so now regular power play for the Titans for another 45 seconds. The Raiders are able to clear this one down. Preston settles it down below the goal line, shoves it to the far side around the boards, and now Jonah Weiss will pick it up. Weiss backhand pass to the far side for Luke Fagan. Now to Alex Tutai. Tutai takes a shot in and out of the glove of Waterman, and the Raiders able to fork that one out to the neutral zone, but not much farther. Mendoza across Weiss to Tutai, gets it back from Boris, takes a shot, stopped by Waterman. Now Mendoza, left point, can't hang on to the puck, and it's sent out by Buffalo. Look out, they might have a shorthanded 2-on-1. Centering pass, and Boris comes back there to make a great stick play, knocking that puck away from a potential pass across, and they don't even get a shot attempt off. And that one is an icing as the penalty had just expired, so it'll be an attacking zone faceoff for Glenbrook South. I mentioned Will Fagan has had a great tournament defensively. Really, the Titans in general have played great defense so far at this tournament. They've allowed 2 goals each game. They haven't allowed a goal yet in this one. In the first game, they allowed 21 shots. In the second game, they allowed just 18. But it's just the non-statistical markers. There's another great stick by Will Fagan as he breaks up a potential scoring opportunity for the Raiders. Again, those non-statistical factors, just getting sticks in the way, blocking off potential shooting lanes or passing lanes. It's been great to watch Glenbrook South, and you know what they say, defense wins championships. That absolutely applies to these weekend tournaments. Thomas Preston last season was the Governor's Cup MVP as the Titans went on to win it all. Looking to repeat and win their 3rd in 4 years. Now McCrulis races after the puck. First to it for Buffalo was Connor Nanan, and out to the neutral zone it goes. Now St. Francis brings it in, 3-on-2. Aquila goes back across, doorstep for Fatty, but he couldn't corral that puck. Now Pinto back in his own zone. Ryan Mulvey collides with Fatty. The Raiders bench wants a penalty for that interference, but they're not going to get one. Anthony Pinto takes a shot. That one whizzes past the goaltender. Now McCrulis has it. Goes far side, but number 11 Gold gives it up to number 11 White and gives it right back to number 11 Gold. McCrulis gonna get that one over to Vanderplug near side down the left wing. Vanderplug now finally gets it, takes a shot on net, and that's stopped by Waterman. Shots on goal 20-7 in favor of Glenbrook South. Here just shy of halfway through the second period. Vanderplug takes a shot, that's blocked. And Buffalo gets it back and plays it out to the neutral zone. Zach Boris on a pass from Blake Hoffer takes a shot. That one just screams wide of the net. Now Hoffer fires, blocked by the stick of Aiello. Up and out of play it goes for a whistle. 7:52 to go here in the second period. Jason Weiss with some Jeopardy music. Gail, I know you are tuned in right now. How would you rate your husband's DJing skills here so far today? Let us know in the comments section. Will Fagan out to neutral ice, just missed Boris with that pass. And Prolix fires it to the far side, never touched a stick, so will go down for an icing. 7:33 to go here in the second. Dylan Ward here on play-by-play. Gerard Boris, our video producer. Joe Hoffer doing the scoreboard in the top left corner of your screen here on the South Hockey Network. That puck did clip the protective netting. No whistle as Boris takes a shot, and that one goes off the goaltender and to the far side. So a missed stoppage there as Boris picks it back up. Zach Boris backhands this one down low. Picked up by the Raiders' Cam Hill. That's their captain, number 14. Just like the Titans' captain, number 14, Ryan Mulvey. Now pass out to neutral ice, missed everybody. Icing is waved off. Titan fans are wondering why, as I saw a couple palms go up on their seating side. Boris takes a shot, blocked upstairs by a Raider stick. Gale says, I'm just cracking up. Fair enough. Titans up 1-0. Goal scored by Asher Vanderplug, his second goal of the tournament and third point. With the assist from Teddy McCrulis, his second assist, third point. Face-off won by Glenbrook South. A quick shot off the draw is stopped by Waterman. That goal by the Glenbrook South was scored in the first period. So the period score still 0-0, now 1-0 Buffalo, as that shot is tipped past Preston. And the Red Raiders have tied the game and taken a 1-0 lead here in the second period. Nice deflection on the goal. Those types of goals are always impressive. The quick thinking and hand-eye coordination required, as that's tipped home by A.J. Boyd, the senior. And the Raiders get on the board here. Final score report here over on Rink 2, right here in the same facility just behind us. The University School Preppers have defeated the Pine Richland Rams by a final score of 5-2 and 4.5 to 0.5 period points. So at the next whistle, we'll take a look at the updated standings and tell you if that shifts anything from the Glenbrook South Titans point of view. Here's Vanderplug, look to get that one ahead to McCrulis down the left wing side. McCrulis is hitting to the boards. Now Mendoza keeps it in, takes a shot. Nice glove save made by Waterman, and he hangs on. So that result eliminates the Pine Richland Rams, and the University School Preppers are now 1-1 with 5 points per period. So their ceiling is 10 points per period if they get all 5 later tonight. The Titans' ceiling is 11 as they entered this game with 6, now have 7, but are on pace to lose this period. Buffalo St. Francis brings it back out the other way. Aiello, glove down by Luke Fagan as he springs ahead. Graham Vanderplug just past him. Never made contact with the puck either, so it will be an icing against the Titans. Asher Vanderplug with the goal for Glenbrook South. A.J. Boyd with the goal for Buffalo. A couple of seniors on the score sheet so far in this one. In a game the Titans are dominating. 25-8 the shots on goal. A deflection goal for the Raiders, their lone tally. Those ones are hard to chalk up against the goaltender, Thomas Preston, who's had a great tournament so far. Save percentage of .897 coming into this game, and a goals allowed average of just under 2. Pardon me, just over 2. The team's goals allowed average was 2, but he spent some time on the bench when the Titans tried to tie the game against Culver, so didn't get the full 45 minutes of action there. Hoffer will send this one in. We've reached the final 5 minutes of period number 2. 1-1 your score in a must-win game for Glenbrook South against this Buffalo St. Francis team who is ineligible for the semifinals. Just here to fill out the schedule after a late cancellation by Cathedral Prep out of Pennsylvania. Pinto up to Boris. He'll send it in. Waterman behind the goal line. He'll settle it down. And Connor Nanan to bring it out. Now Fatty takes the puck. Liam Fatty. Now up to Iola. Centers it. And Werner couldn't settle it down. Now Werner being pressured behind the goal line by Anthony Pinto. Off the near glass. And just out. Hill. And that goes between the legs of Iola. Or Aquila, I should say. So that avoids a whistle. Hoffer can't bring it out. Werner takes the puck back. Down the right wing side, centers it. Look out! Puck loose in the blue paint and gets sent aside. No harm, no foul. Hill takes a shot, blocked by the skate of Pinto, and goes to the far side for Teddy McCrulis. Blake Hoffer, he'll backhand this one in, then go for a change. 3:43 to go in the second period. The Titans trailing 1-0 in the period. So a couple quick goals here before the teams head to the locker rooms would be more than ideal from Glenbrook South's point of view. Now Hill takes it 4-on-1 rushy. Fan on the shot, and Will Fagan plays it to the near side corner. Now Hill. What a break for the Titans there. As Burness goes behind the net. Intercepted by Asher Vanderploeg. Tried to get that one to McCrulis, and it just rolled off his stick blade. Massey over the line now, goes to the left wing side. Here's a shot, big save made by Preston as he hangs on for another whistle. So the Pine Richland Rams again eliminated. That's the team the Titans faced in the semifinal last year. If you remember that exciting overtime finish. Delayed penalty sent Adam Sokol off the bench and into live play, and he scored the game-winning goal to send the Titans to the championship game. This one's fired in. Will Fagan plays it all the way down the other way. Icing's waved off there. I'm not sure why. A couple of palms go up on the fan side for the Red Raiders as this one's centered for Ventura, but he couldn't get that one on net cleanly. Now Massey the other way. Leaves it. Jonah Weiss intercepts it and plays it out to the neutral zone. 2:10 to go here in the second period. A period in which the Titans trail 1-0. Aiello over the line, right wing side. Gets a shot away on Preston. He makes the save, and the rebound's corralled by Jonah Weiss. Now Will Fagan. Tried to get that one out to the neutral zone, but it goes off a skate. Aiello tried to center it with a backhand, but taken by Durza, centered it. Aiello to Durza. He takes a shot, and that one's high of the net. I believe Will Fagan did get a stick in there to send it up and out of play. And it stays 1-1 here with 1:39 to go in the second. And there's your evidence. Another great defensive play by number 76 in gold. Asher Vanderploeg ready for the D-zone faceoff. Circle to Preston's left. And look out in the blue paint again. Luke Fagan able to swing that out of harm's way. Vanderploeg backhands this one out. A nice punt. It won't go for an icing. Now Will Miller out to the neutral zone. Mendoza up to Asher Vanderploeg, taken back by Buffalo St. Francis. This Buffalo team played twice against St. Viator this season in the Great Lakes Prep Hockey League. Both games went beyond regulation. Viator won 2-1 in a shootout in September. The Raiders won 4-3 in overtime on October 25th. Penalty coming up here against the Raiders, and the Titans will go to the power play for the third time. And then a second event that draws the attention of the Glenbrook South fans. I got to be honest, folks, I was checking a note, so let's see if I caught that on replay. I didn't see what happened in real time. And Gerard cuts us off, so let's watch it again. And that right there, Aiello knocking down Tutai, is what the Glenbrook South fans are talking about. So 2 separate penalties go against the Red Raiders. This was the original penalty. That hit right there. So it's going to be another 2-man advantage for Glenbrook South. Oh boy, what a moment this is. Here with 48.6 seconds in the second period. In a period the Titans trail 1-0, trying to win as many periods as possible for the tiebreaker. If they score a quick one, they'll still have plenty of time to get another and maybe win the period. All right, let's see what happens here. The big guns out there for Philbin. Asher Vanderploeg, Hoffer, and McCrulis, I believe, on that right wing. Will Fagan, Ryan Mulvey on D, and yeah, it is Teddy. So here we go. Left circle face-off. Blake Hoffer against A.J. Boyd. Well, instead, it's going to be Vanderploeg to take the draw. Vanderploeg eventually wins it back up high. Hoffer to Will Fagan. Fagan surveys, takes a shot in and out of the glove of Waterman. And the Raiders are able to clear this one down. Behind the goal line, Thomas Preston will leave it. Now Will Fagan again down to 30 in the period. A tie in the period would be fine too. Ryan Mulvey's hit hard into the far side half boards. Blake Hoffer brings it up ice. Hoffer over the line, down the right wing side. Threw it back up high, Will Fagan. Slides it across for Mulvey, who takes a shot, gobbled up, and held on to by Waterman. As we're down to 11.7 seconds here in the second. 2-man advantage for the Titans for the second time today. A goal here would be critical, not just for the lead in the game, but to tie the period up with 11.7. Hoffer at the face-off dot. It's Will Fagan. Now Hoffer's got it. Goes over to Will Fagan, tried a one-timer, but fanned on it. Now Fagan back up to Vanderploeg. It pops out of the zone. And the buzzer sounds on period number 2. So the Buffalo St. Francis Red Raiders win the second period. As the teams will head to the locker room. Still lots of time for the Titans on the 2-man advantage. And again, periods aside, you got to win the game to have a chance. And the game is tied 1-1. Asher Vanderploeg in the first period. And A.J. Boyd in the second tied things up for Buffalo. A couple more chats. And Gene says, go GBS, cheering from Arizona, good to hear. And Michaela Minhane says, let's go, with an exclamation point attached to the end. Glad to have you tuning in, Michaela. Teams go to the locker room, and the Zamboni will do its thing. And we'll take a break here on the South Hockey Network. Don't go anywhere. The tournament is on the line here for Glenbrook South. And 1 period to go here in this one. All tied up at 1. Welcome back to the South Hockey Network, everybody. Time for period number 3 here in Jamestown, New York, between the Glenbrook South Titans and Buffalo St. Francis Red Raiders. Brandy Fagan, let's go South. I would have to agree with you there. Glenbrook South must win this game. If they win in regulation, they'll have 10 period points. If they win in overtime, they'll have 9.5. If they lose in any fashion, they will not make the semifinals. And again, no matter what happens here in the third period, if the Titans win, nothing will be determined yet. Glenbrook South being the first team to complete all 3 games of the Governor's Cup, they'll have to sit and wait and see what other results come through here in the tournament. Offside on that zone entry as we're back to our first period shooting sides. Glenbrook South in the gold, Buffalo St. Francis in the red and white. Still 59 seconds to go here on the 2-man advantage for the Titans. Looking to capitalize here. Neutral zone faceoff is won by Asher Vanderploeg. It goes all the way back down into the Titans zone. And they'll have a chance to set up here with still plenty of time on the 5-on-3. Vanderploeg missed Will Fagan with that pass, and that will be an icing against Glenbrook South with 46 seconds to go on the 2-man advantage. Asher Vanderploeg assisted by Teddy McCrulis, the lone tally for Glenbrook South. A.J. Boyd on a deflection scored for Buffalo. Titans in the first, Buffalo in the second. As Hill tries to send it down, Vanderploeg is there. Titans try and get something set up here with time dripping away on their power play. Blake Hoffer across the line down the right wing side. Hoffer below the goal line, pops it back up to Teddy McCrulis at the left point. McCrulis down the left wing side into the corner. He's pinned. Will Fagan gets in there as well. Down to 10 seconds left on the 2-man advantage. McCrulis gets it knocked away from his stick. Now Teddy McCrulis gets it back. Look to pop it back up high, and it's cleared out of the zone by Buffalo St. Francis. And 2 guys come straight out of the penalty box. Glenbrook South unable to score on a full 2 minutes worth of a 2-man advantage. And it stays 1-1 here in the third period in a pivotal game for Glenbrook South. Here's Hoffer with a shot. That one stopped by Waterman. It bounces out to the neutral zone. Puck grab by Connor Nannon. Deflected out to neutral ice, Luke Fagan. Raiders going to be offside here, so Aiello will just dump it in instead. Anthony Pinto goes over to Asher Vanderploeg, backhands this one out. Boris tried to get a stick on it. He could not. Now Aiello. Out to the neutral zone and sent out by Buffalo. Jeff, I'm just going to put this stuff right behind us. And Jeff Morrow, the tournament director here at the Governor's Cup, has come into the broadcast booth. Look out, I'll help you with that headset. To do some color with me for the third period. Now Werner crashes the net. Couldn't get a clean shot off on Preston. Grabbed up high by O'Connor, left point. Regained by Jonah Weiss as he looked to send it out of the zone. Kept alive by O'Connor, left point. Boris trying to help it out. And Jeff Morrow has the headset on. Jeff, welcome into the broadcast booth as we've got a close game here and a must-win situation for Glenbrook South.
Well, this looks like a high competitive matchup here.
Sure has been. Werner over the line. Right circle takes a shot. Preston makes the save. Shots on goal currently 28-13 in favor of the Titans. But the score 1-1 after the Raiders tied the game in the second period, won the second period by a final score of 1-0. Sent up to the left point. Prolix takes a shot looking for a deflection there. Didn't get one. Now O'Connor one-timer from the right point. Goes wide of the net. Maybe a touch for Preston. Boris gets it out to the neutral zone. Looking for Hoffer or Weiss. Jonah Weiss has to retreat. And it's chased after down the near side corner by Fatty. Burness Puck grab right back by the Titan captain, Ryan Mulvey, and that hits the scoreboard here at Northwest Arena. And that's not easy to do, Jeff. That scoreboard is up there.
That was high in the atmosphere. So we got a little beef on wet going for Gerard and yourself.
All right, I love it.
So you can get a little break, and we'll get you that after the game today.
If you have any questions about the tournament, feel free to leave them in our chat. We've got the tournament director, Jeff Morrow, joined alongside myself, Dylan Ward, and Gerard Boris, our video producer, with Joe Hoffer, doing the scoreboard in the top left corner of your screen. Must-win game for the Titans. If they win, they'll have to wait to see what happens. Penalty coming up, though, against the Titans. They'll be shorthanded for the first time tonight. Here's a shot, that one wide of the net. Bounces all the way out to neutral ice, and Werner will collect. 6 attackers out there for Buffalo on this delayed penalty. Werner brings it up ice through the neutral zone, gets around Jackson Ventura. Now they'll rule enough possession for the Titans to blow it dead, and Glenbrook South is going to the penalty kill here in this 1-1 game.
So we looks like, and I was looking at the standings, and I see you have them up on the screen over there. We're going to have at least 3 opportunities to have 3-0 teams, and in that 4th slot again, eerily similar to South Bend, Dylan. We could have a situation there.
Hill wins, or the Buffalo wins the faceoff, not the Sabres, but Hill has it at the top of the left circle. All penalty kills for the Titans on the South Hockey Network are sponsored by Hannah Vanderploeg Trial Attorneys. Glenbrook South needs a big kill here. It's been a great tournament defensively for the Titans. 2 goals allowed in their first game, 2 goals allowed in their second game, and just 1 here so far with 10 to go in the 3rd period. As Gemiolo gets it to the far side for Duza. Had to pop it back up to the right point, and it's settled down with a glove. Now up high, Asher Vanderploeg stole it away. Nice pass to Teddy McCrulis, and the Titans rush ahead shorthanded. McCrulis goes to the backhand, in and out of the glove of Waterman. He tries a second shot, and that was also stopped by Gabe Waterman. Now Hill brings it through neutral ice. Hill over the line down the left wing side. Sticked away by Ryan Mulvey as those 2 captains. Now Odessa finds the puck. He shoots and scores. A power play goal for the Red Raiders, and they've got their first lead of this game, 2-1, with 9:38 to go in the 2nd period.
Yeah, and you'll see period. On the rebound that he pounced on the rebound and caught one of the tight defensemen flat-footed, and he just buried it under the glove side of Preston. So now we have a 2-1 lead for Buffalo St. Francis.
Tyler Duza buries that one. And for the Glenbrook South Titans, currently in a must-win game to stay alive and keep their hopes alive for the playoffs, they're going to need to find a game-tying goal in a hurry. Jackson Ventura brings it out. Ventura across the line, puts on the brakes, tried a shot, that got blocked. Now Preston with a backhander towards the net. That one's turned away by Waterman. Now Boyd brings it back out through neutral ice. Boyd over the line, sticked aside by the Titans. Ventura sends it back down the other way. If the Titans win in regulation, they'll have 10 points per period. If they win in overtime, they'll have 9.5.
And I think that's a magic number because there's quite a few teams with 3.5 that could get to 8.5, but that's about it. So I think 9.5 is a good number, but a lot of things have to happen in that regard.
Yeah, again, the Titans will be the first team to complete all 3 of their games, so they'll have to sit and wait and track the other results of the tournament. Hoffer over the line, tries a shot. That one deflects to the far side corner. Now Boris, puck taken away from him, and it's brought back the other way by the Red Raiders. Intercepted by Ryan Mulvey. He plays it back out to the neutral zone, and Buffalo knocks it back in. Ryan Mulvey goes across. Will Fagan intercepted by Hill in neutral ice. Now Weiss gets it back for Hoffer. Hoffer looked to set up Jonah Weiss one more time, but couldn't get it to him cleanly. Now Boris, one hand on his stick, up to Hoffer. Puck taken away by the Raiders, and they get it out to neutral ice and beyond, chased after by the captain, Ryan Mulvey. Dylan Ward and Jeff Morrow with you here for this one-goal game here in the third period. Here's a shot turned away by the blocker of Thomas Preston. Now Iolo fires a shot, and that one stopped. Prolix picks it back up, takes a shot. That gets stuffed. Now below the goal line, a stick snaps. That's Prolix. He'll have to race back to the bench and grab a new one as the Titans get it out the other way. Gemiolo now. Through neutral ice near the benches. Tutai over to Asher Vanderploeg. Vanderploeg comes across down the left wing side, puts on the brakes. AVP has the lone goal for the Titans here tonight. Vanderploeg shoots from way up high. That one stopped and held on to with 6:58 to go in the third. Jeff, want to take a second to ask you a question. I know a lot of the Glenbrook South fans watching from home and here at the rink are a little confused at this Buffalo St. Francis scenario, so why don't you walk us through?
When Cathedral Prep called on Monday at 9 o'clock, and it was apparent that they weren't going to field a team, we had very limited choices of what we could do at that point in time. We did give a call out to Holy Ghost Prep. They were unable to get a bus trip put together, so they weren't able to make it. Then I talked to Jordan Farnham from Buffalo St. Francis. Originally, we tried to have them for all 3 games. We had the schedule set up nicely, and they would have played 1:30 and then played 2 today. But their school wouldn't allow them out of school on Friday. So that was a little bit, and we were stuck in this situation for 1 game with them. So it's really tough. It throws the tournament into a loop. And I apologize to everybody involved, but Glenbrook South, the champions that they are, stepped up and were willing to play Buffalo St. Francis.
You heard it here from Jeff Morrow, tournament director himself, as the Titans lost 2-1 in their first game to Culver. Came back with a big win this morning, 7-2. Also the only game so far at this tournament where a team collected 5-0 in terms of period points. And that was the Titans. And now they're looking to come back in this one to keep their hopes alive here at the Governor's Cup. Ryan Mulvey with a shot turned away by the blocker. Rebound, they score! Blake Hoffer from a tough angle. Buried it off the end board rebound, and the Titans tie the game. It's 2-2 with 5.5 to go here in the third.
End result was Mulvey made a terrific play to hold on to the puck. He went wide. It kind of bounced off the boards, and Hoffer was there to collect it. But the defenseman for Glenbrook South do a great job of holding onto the puck for the very last moment to get the shot away. Then Hoffer was able to capitalize on the rebound. And big players scored big times, Dylan. And Hoffer's been a really bright spot here for the Titans.
Hoffer has 3 goals today, 2 this morning, and 1 here today. So he's got a day hat trick, but not a game hat trick. And a huge goal for the Titans. Let's see if they can add on more. Tutai taken to the near side corner by Asher Vanderploeg. Now Ryan Mulvey up high fires a shot. That one stopped by Waterman. Blake Hoffer with 4 points this morning as well. 2 goals and 2 assists. What a goal for him. Career goal number 90 for Glenbrook South.
Big time goal there.
So now the Titans, again, look out on the bench. If the Titans win in any fashion, they'll stay alive, but the best case scenario for them would be to win in regulation.
Yes.
And
that extra point could be critical.
You said it. Megan Patterson says, let's go South. 4:53 to go here in the third period. And an offensive zone faceoff coming for the Titans.
This has been a really good matchup, Dylan.
Titans dominating shots on goal, 32-15. You can see right behind the net, by the way, that's the Lake Forest Scouts, the other Illinois team from the SHL.
They had a titanic battle today with South Kent, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
5-3 win for South Kent.
Face-off won by the Titans. Luke Fagan takes a shot. That's into the glove. and held on to, and Jason Weiss pauses the music just in time for another whistle anyway.
I talked to Coach Steve from Lake Forest. He said this is what we needed. We needed to come play some tough games. He's had 2 tough games in this tournament thus far.
And G says, yeah, Blake, and then E. Blake on the follow-up. Balake, as he's sometimes referred to as. So now Boris will play it up to Weiss. Back out to the neutral zone for Hill. Now Nannon. Be interesting to see how Jim Philbin approaches this final 4 minutes of the third period as this shot from up high is stopped. Because again, while the Titans would like to win every period, they do not have to win in regulation to keep their hopes alive. It's just that extra point.
Yeah, with the regulation loss, though, it's tough. They're going to need to have a victory of some sort. Because they would finish, if they were to lose in the overtime and shootout, would finish 1-1-1. And that would not be good enough. That would
not be good enough. 2-0-1 is the absolute minimum, as we have 4 teams that are 2-0-0. Now this one to the right point, Ryan Mulvey. 2-tie fires. Kicked aside by Asher Vanderploeg. Now Vanderploeg below the goal line goes to McCrulis, far side, left wing. Puck rides the stanchion of the boards. And now 2-tie sends it to the blue paint, covered up by Waterman, and then some pushing and shoving, extracurricular activities as they're sometimes referred to, right in front of the net.
Good job by the official there. He stepped in and told the guys to cool it. And the guys go to their bench. They're going to live to play another day.
3:32 to go here in the third period.
A lot of 3s and 2s on that scoreboard.
Yeah, you don't say. Third period. As, look at that. The helmet of Jonah Weiss and Ayalo got stuck together.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we caught that on the goal cam. Let's see. Pretty funny. Yeah, there you go. Ayalo reattaches his helmet. And we're ready to go again. Right circle draw. Weiss against Ayalo. See if the helmets stay apart this time. They do. As the faceoff's won back by the Raiders. O'Connor. Through the neutral zone. He'll backhand this one ahead. Taken away by Boris. Now to the far side near the ref circle. It's sent in. Off the end boards, Ayalo picks it up, tries a shot. Stopped by Preston as he deflects it up and out of play. 3:07 to go here in the third period.
Quick line change here for Jim Philbin. Looking to get some energy of some sort in the last 3 minutes here.
Now this one sent off the near side boards. Preston wanted an icing. He's not going to get one, as we're down to the final 3 minutes of regulation time. Now Duza. Near side corner, Luke Fagan tried to play it up to the, or outside the zone, I should say, but couldn't. Now Anthony Pinto. Cole, Vanderploeg takes it now. He'll send it out to neutral ice. Glove down by 2-tie, goes to Teddy McCrulis. McCrulis over the line, centers it for 2-tie, but it's past his stick. Now regained by Buffalo St. Francis. They'll bring it back out the other way. Cole looking to spring ahead Ayalo. Instead, he'll bring it in himself. Shoots one, and that whistles past the right post. 2:10 to go here in the third. Must-win game for the Titans in any fashion, regulation or overtime. They'll prefer regulation for the tiebreakers, but either one keeps them alive in the tournament. As Gemiolo spins to elude Zach Boris. Now out to Fatty. Through neutral ice.
Good back check
by Jonah Weiss. Yeah, good call there, Jeff. To the near side half wall. Sent down into the zone, Will Fagan backhands this one out. Chased after by Gemiolo, and it's an icing.
That could have been played there by Buffalo St. Francis. That was a 50-50 call, though.
Joe Hoffer clapping his hands over there to our left. Getting fired up as an anxious Glenbrook South fan section watches on here right below us. If you're wondering why it seems like there's no fans here this weekend on your screen, they're here. They just are all on the near side, which is not being picked up by our camera. Now Boris skates ahead. He'll dump it in. 1:14 to go in regulation. Boris to center that one for Hoffer. Whistle sounds and the net is off, I believe. Yes, it is. 1:08 to go. The drama of the Governor's Cup always seems to come down to the wire, Jeff.
Never a dull moment, Dylan.
20th annual. Glenbrook South looking to repeat as champions if they can win this game. Here's a shot by Asher Vanderploeg, tipped just wide of the net. Now grabbed by Cole. He'll send it out to the neutral zone. Fagan intercepts. Nice play to keep it onside, as that could have been dangerous for a potential, not delayed offside, but intentional offside, which could have sent the faceoff all the way back down to the Titans zone. Now Hoffer smacks it in. Goes down below the goal line, and Hill will pick it up. 39 seconds to go here in the period. Hill is down below the goal line. Titans just a week ago had some late game magic against Chicago North back home in the Thanksgiving tournament, scoring the game-winning goal with 4 seconds left. And who did it? Asher Vanderploeg. He goes across this time, looking for Hoffer, and diving on top of the puck is Waterman to freeze play with 16.8 here in the third.
Watch the play for the point here. You know, you got Mulvey, who's a very skilled player, and I'm trying to pick up, Fagan's the other one. Watch it, see if they get some traffic in front, maybe able to pop in a rebound here.
Hoffer ready at the face-off dot. Goes back up high, but leaks outside the zone. Will Fagan will have to chase it back out to neutral ice.
Oh, dangerous play there.
And backhanded in by Buffalo St. Francis as time winds down here in the third period. And Buffalo tried for a late backhand chance, but didn't get it off in time. We're going to overtime to see what the Titans' fate is here at the Governor's Cup.
We've had, I believe, 4 or 5 overtime games in this tournament.
This will be the fourth. 2 of them went to a shootout. 1 of them went to overtime. Peters Township beat Culver in a shootout, and Upper St. Clair beat St. Joseph's in a shootout, whereas the DeMatha Stags beat Pine Richland in OT. So Jeff, here at this tournament, why don't you give us the overtime and shootout format?
4-on-4 sudden death. Play to a winner. If it's a power play, it'll be 4-on-3. And then if you go to the shootout, it's a 5-man shootout. The home team will have the choice of who shoots first.
5-round shootout, a great thing that I like a lot, especially for the Titans, whereas their regular season SHL, it's just a 1-round shootout. You got 5 minutes on the clock. As you said, Jeff, next goal wins. If no goal here in these next 5 minutes, 4 skaters aside, we'll go to a shootout. Also, something to note is the teams do not switch sides here in overtime.
So you have
no
short
long
bench.
change, right?
And that's a good thing.
Titans win, they have a chance. Raiders win, the Titans are out. Philbin starts with Vanderploeg, Asher that is, Teddy McCrulis, Will Fagan, and Ryan Mulvey. Face-off at center ice is won by the Raiders, and we're underway in OT. The Titans this season in overtime are 0-3. Here's Hill over the line down the right wing side. Although all of those, Jeff, were 3-on-3. This is 4-on-4, a little different. Right point, sent down to the circle. Buffalo trying to find some space here in 4-on-4. Here's a quick shot, big save made by Preston. as he keeps the Governor's Cup alive here for Glenbrook South. Face-off won by the Red Raiders. Here's a quick shot, that one wide of the net. They tried to bank it in off the end board rebound, but the net comes off for another whistle.
This is all about open space. If you get open space, you get in between the circles. That puck needs to be in the net all the time. You'll see some defensemen jumping up into play in these situations, Dylan.
2 defensemen out there for Jim Philbin, 2 forwards. McCrulis goes to Asher Vanderplug, tipped it behind him for Will Fagan. Now Fagan gets it back. Waits behind his own net. This is the 3rd straight year, by the way, the Titans' final game of preliminaries went beyond regulation. Lost to Culver 2 years ago, lost in a shootout to North Allegheny last season. This shot goes up and out of play with 4:03 to go here in period number 4.
Weiss and Hoffer seem to have a good chemistry. Let's see if they can connect here.
Hoffer and Weiss out there as the forwards. The defensemen are Anthony Pinto and Luke Fagan. Blake wins the faceoff up to Pinto, left point. Anthony Pinto fires, save made, big rebound, and Fatty clears it away. Now out to Nannon. He's over the line down the left wing side, trying to get around Luke Fagan. Now Fatty gets it back down below the goal line, sent it right in front, Ayalo, but it's cleared out to neutral ice by the Titans. And Buffalo grabs it back, and they'll have to reset. Gemiolo skates through the neutral zone, hops over the line. It's left for Fatty, gets around Luke Fagan, takes a shot, and that one's
nice
high of the
save.
net. Maybe a save there for Preston, as you pointed out, Jeff, as this one sent all the way down for an icing.
Well, I like the Preston's aggressive play on the play. He came out and stepped out. He got his whole body in front. He played big on that play. Excellent goaltending, and why he's a super tender.
Looks like that one did just go high of the net. See the Titan bench all stood on both skates watching on. We'll take another D-zone face-off. Circle to Thomas Preston's left. Face-off is won by Glenbrook South initially. Now Hill has possession. The captain, Cam Hill, tried a shot, fanned on it, and the Titans get it back. Possession so key in overtime, especially 4-on-4 or 3-on-3. Teddy McCrulis skates through the neutral zone. McCrulis across the line, takes a shot, and that missed the net. Now back up to the left point, Will Fagan gave it up, and out come the Raiders. Hill goes across for Aquila. They
Had
were
a little
offside.
bit of a break there.
Yep.
Puck went off the referee. Stayed out of the zone.
Now Hill up to Cole, missed him with the pass. It goes right down to Preston's net as he steadies it for the captain, Ryan Mulvey. Each captain out there at the moment, both wearing number 14. There's Hill, the man in question for the Raiders. Aquila knocked back into the zone by Asher Vanderplug, and he sprints back to the bench for a change. Titans will change all 4 skaters, and a new set comes out. Luke Fagan down in his own zone. He's pinned up into the boards by Hill. Time dripping away, puck comes free, and the Raiders will send this one down. Raiders change 2, their defenseman, and Weiss brings it back up the other way, goes across for Blake Hoffer. Hoffer tied the game with 5 to go. Here's a quick shot. That one deflects off a stick of the Raiders and goes to them. Werner over to Nannon as we get down to 100 seconds remaining in the OT. Jonah Weiss brings it up through the neutral zone. Takes a shot into the glove and held on to of Gabe Waterman. 1:29 left in overtime. Dylan Warden, Jeff Morrow with you, Gerard Boris, our video producer, and Joe Hoffer doing the scoreboard in the top left corner of your screen. It's really coming down to the wire here for Glenbrook South. Face-off won by Vanderplug. Up to Mulvey now. Asher Vanderplug gets it back. Across for Will Fagan. And he loses his stick, and Fatty picks it back up for the Raiders. Fatty comes over the line, dangles around a couple, and he never got a shot away. Instead, he'll go up to Nana in right circle, takes a shot deflected, and comes back up to the left point where it's played out to the neutral zone.
Boy, he almost pulled off a miracle goal there.
1 minute remaining in overtime. Gemiolo puts on the brakes, goes up to Fatty right point. Backhand pass to elude two defenders. Now over to Hill, but a great stick by Will Fagan, knocking it out of the zone. Hill has to chase it back. 45 seconds to go. The captain, Cam Hill, goes to Gemiolo near side. Gemiolo, pressure from Vanderploeg, nearly had a breakaway. Couldn't grab that puck cleanly and bring it ahead, but a great play regardless by AVP to break up any momentum they had started. Now Vanderploeg trying to get around one man. It's taken back by Hill. 20 seconds left in overtime. Will we have a game winner, or will we go to a shootout? Hill comes over the line, left wing side, pressured by Mulvey. Hill below the goal line, sends it back up. Top of the right circle, here's a shot. Big block by Jonah Weiss. 5 seconds left. Backhander towards the net. Luke Fagan nearly had a problem. Preston, what a save at the buzzer.
Wow. Wow.
Wow is right.
Fagan's leaning over on all fours right now. He really had fight the puck a little bit there, but what a save by Preston.
Look at that. And it says 0 on your screen, but obviously we're not exactly synced up. You can see the game clock up there. And if that had gotten by Preston, that would have been in the nick of time, 1 second left. And here is the save from earlier by Thomas Preston as well. Back with 1:15 or so to go here in the overtime.
So 5-man shootout. St. Francis will have the choice of who shoots first. And then you go all the way through the lineup.
All right, 5-round shootout, soccer style. We'll see who Jim Philbin goes with. Normally in SHL play, it's just a 1-round shootout, but Jeff, this is the Titans' 4th overtime game overall this season. The first time they have ever gone to a shootout here in 2025-26. And St. Francis, as the home team, had the choice. They'll go first. Here we go. First up, it's Ryan Warner, the junior forward. Comes across the blue line, shoots, and a big save made by Preston.
Preston had good patience there waiting on that.
So we go to the bottom of round 1, and it's Blake Hoffer who tied the game with 5.5 minutes to go, sent this to the overtime. He'll have a chance to put the Titans ahead in the shootout. Blake Hoffer in on net, shoots, and a save made by Waterman. And we go to the second round, all even at 0. Duza is the next selection. He scored a goal earlier in this one. Tyler Duza, the senior forward, grabs the puck at center ice. First shot of the second round, Duza in on net. He scores through the 5-hole and puts the Raiders ahead. So 1-0. Now Asher Vanderploeg will be the next selection for Jim Philbin. As he looks to tie this game up, he also scored in this one, opened the scoring in the first minute or so. Asher Vanderploeg tried to go to his forehand, and the puck rolled off of his stick. And it stays 1-0 Raiders as we head to round 3. Up next for head coach Jordan Farnham, it is Tanyan Aquila. Goes to the forehand and wouldn't go. I'm not sure if that missed the net or was stopped by Preston.
Preston got a glove on that one.
So now McCrulis, bottom of the third round. 1-0 Buffalo as the sophomore will have a shot to even up the shootout. Teddy McCrulis A slow approach over the blue line. Down the right wing side, goes to the backhand and scores! What a goal by Teddy McCrulis, and we're all even at 1-1. So number 11 Gold scores there. Number 11 White, Liam Fatty, will get the next opportunity. Top of the fourth round, all even 1-1. Fatty in on net, lost the puck, and Thomas Preston makes the stop. So now Ryan Mulvey, the defenseman, first defenseman to get an opportunity for Jim Philbin here in round 4. Can really put the pressure on here. Skating in his 4th career Governor's Cup tournament, the senior in on net, shoots and scores! And the Titans take the lead in the shootout, and now they're a save away from winning it. Massey will get the next look. Troy Massey. He must score to keep the Raiders in this one. Thomas Preston stops this, and the Titans win the game. Massey over the line, goes to the forehand, and a save made by Preston. That's the game. The Titans win it 3-2 in a shootout. And they don't know for sure whether or not they're going to the semifinals. But Jeff, they just gave themselves a chance.
Well, you earned it. And I talked to Jim Philbin about this prior to the game. You want to earn something, and the Titans really earned that victory. They came from the depths of the first game and fought back against Peters Township, and a hard-fought victory on a very good Buffalo St. Francis team, who we're going to see here in the future. They were all gathered around the trophy. They agreed they want to come and compete for this thing, and they competed well against Glenbrook South, but Thomas Preston was fantastic at goal.
Here's the save that secured the victory for the Titans. And Jeff, you got to remember, a big comeback. Look at that. Nearly went in, and Preston kicked it away at the last second with his left skate. Did not see that in real time, but that's the beauty of the Baker goalie cams. A dramatic finish here in Jamestown. And we'll look at the game-winning goal one more time, scored by Ryan Mulvey. This eventually won it in the shootout. And how about that, Jeff? A defenseman gets the game winner here in the shootout.
Well, Mulvey's been a mainstay in this program for a long time with his family, and what a way to end it. Memorable goal for him, I'm sure. Well, it's time for some beef on weck for you and Gerard. I got to step down and see what's going on with the scoreboard update. You probably know more than I what that means, but we'll see. And we got another good one coming up here next.
All right.
Thank you for your coverage, Dylan. It's fantastic.
So for everyone watching at home, if you want to follow the Titans' odds to make the playoffs, be sure you follow GBS Hockey on Instagram. And of course, if you're in the parent group me, we'll be sure to let you know as soon as we know. The Titans will wait and see what happens in the remainder of the tournament. If you want to follow along yourself, don't go anywhere. We've got Governor's Cup action for you all weekend, or all day long, I should say. Up next, the St. Joseph's Marauders and the Peters Township Indians. Titans go 2-1-0. And hopefully they'll have another game to play tomorrow morning. We will see what happens. Thank you for joining us on the South Hockey Network one more time in a 5-round shootout. Glenbrook South 3 and Buffalo St. Francis 2.